Y'all ever have a gimbal that has a misshapen little nubbin that keeps hitting your power button on your phone and locking it when you're just moving the gimbal around? I'm gonna show you how to fix that. See, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your Dremel and you're just gonna computers. 3 of them. Hey, let's rap for just a second. You're gonna see some weird video behavior in this video because Microsoft won't allow me to turn off virus scans on my machine. It's running one right now while OBS is trying to record all of this stuff. See OBS over there? It's little me. It's little me. Hi, little me. Look at him go. So if you see the video hitching and stuttering and skipping around and being out of time with my mouth, I'll try to fix it in post, like I do a lot of stuff. But otherwise, we get what we get. I really want to make this video. I'm excited to do it. And next time you see this laptop, next time you see one of these little videos here, I'm gonna be running on Linux. This is the nail in the coffin for me. This is it. I'm so tired of this. This is ridiculous. Computers. We got 3 of them. Last time we tangled with 2 of the dirtiest machines either of us have probably ever seen in our lives. I've seen a lot of dirty machines. I used to work at a mental health facility where there was one computer that would regularly get smeared with shit. We kept gloves in the office just so when someone called and mentioned the name of the computer, we were like, get a pair of gloves. Get a pair of gloves. They did it again. So we would go and get that computer, and us and the nursing staff would try to clean the machine up and then put it in another location where it was harder to do that to. It happened like 4 or 5 times. Even that, I don't think, was quite as nasty as those other 2 machines we worked on the last, you know what it is, the thing. With the computers in it, 2 of them. You remember that joke? Yeah, now there's 3. Anyway, we have 3 computers, all of which I have pretty decent history with, except for this big guy here, which makes him a bit special. He's kind of a wild card. This big guy was given to my bestie Zed a while back, which bestie Zed gave to me for shenanigans. Look at all this room.
Oh, you wouldn't like and subscribe, would you?
Oh my God, what the? You can't even believe how much room for activities there is in there. Pull your pants up. I'm gonna skip over the middle. I'm gonna go to the guy over here. This is a pristine Dell Dimension 2200. I used to say 2100, and I could not remember the name of this machine. Going great. This machine was my dedicated Windows XP machine for so long. If there was any kind of vintage software, any kind of old Windows stuff I wanted to do, this was the machine I did it on. But I made a mistake. In the back of this, there's a compact flash to IDE card. It's really convenient because it's just kind of sitting in the back in its own little PCI slot, and it's got a bracket and everything. So I can just pop a compact flash card out, pop another one in that has Windows XP or Windows 2000 or some old version of Linux I want to try out, and I can just throw it in there, play with it for the day, pop it out, do whatever I want with this machine in particular. Here's the problem. Compact flash to IDE adapters are real annoying to work with. And it's not just the partitioning and the file systems and all that stuff that you have to use. You have to use like a particular kind of compact flash card for them to perform well, one, and for them to be recognized by a machine like this at all. I lost weeks to fighting with this machine just to get it to boot Windows and other operating systems reliably. So whatever happens to this machine, it's getting something else. I will put a mechanical hard drive into it if I have to. At that point, it's more reliable than the compact flash card. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. It could be the BIOS in this machine, it could be the drive controller. I don't know what it is. This was a pain in the ass to set up and get working, so I'm retiring the compact flash thing. Inside, little dusty, not bad at all though. This one is special. This happens to be the case that I built my first computer in. The first one I ever built, way back in like 2010, 2011. I had a shitty little summer job and I saved up the money to research and buy parts to build this guy. Because I really wanted to play Crysis. And the family computer at the time just wasn't up to it. Even with an add-in graphics card, it was struggling. We were on the struggle bus for a while. So it's got some problems, we'll say. It does not have the original hardware in it, not even the original power supply. Oh my God. Some of this stuff is stuff I added later. Some of this stuff is stuff my friends added later. This computer has been the first computer or a backup computer for a lot of people. This case has a legacy. So like I said, the original motherboard in here, the motherboard is not in here. There is a power supply. I think it's like a 700 watt ultra power supply. You know, Ultra, the company that's not in business anymore, one of their supplies is in here. It's one of their modular series. It was a really nice power supply at the time. Hey, so editing Ryan here. Apparently Ultra was not a beloved brand at the time. They were actually the house brand for Tiger Direct. And if you remember Tiger Direct, they were known for cutting corners on a lot of stuff. Their own house hardware was definitely one of them. I've had very good luck with Ultra power supplies and Ultra hardware. Doesn't mean that was normally the case. Apparently they were known for frying systems, all kinds of awful computer-based destruction. So it takes some of the nice stuff I say about Ultra with a grain of salt, but when we open that power supply, it looks good. I don't remember who their OEM was, if I could find it. Here, put it up right here. All right, and based on whether or not that was Hunt Key or not, they were fine. So take some of the stuff I say about them with a grain of salt. We're just gonna move on. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I plan to do a full reboot build of this machine where I put the original janky hardware into it that it had once upon a time. Let me hit you with some specs. My first computer was an AMD Phenom 2 4 810. Any of you who know about that line of Phenom 2 chips, the 810 was kind of like the 945, but severely cut down. If you're thinking B-grade memory, B-grade dies and stuff like that, the 810 was effectively like a C or D grade. Maybe not actually, like technically, but like it was not good. It was a severely downclocked 945, you can think of it. So as a result, I'm sitting here thinking I got a great deal on a quad-core processor, and it actually runs like ass. That processor was paired with my graphics card at the time, a Gigabyte Radeon HD 4670. Great little card. Did you know PowerColor actually made a dual GPU version of that card and a lot of other cards for a long time? I really wanted that 4670X too, I'm not gonna lie. 4670 was a solid card to start with. Pair that with 2 mismatched kits of RAM for a total of 8 gigabytes. I had a set of that black and blue Corsair XMS3 for 4 gigs. And then a mismatched pair of, God, it was like Mushkin Chronos or something like that. And all those were shoved into a Gigabyte M4A7GM or something like that. I don't know. It was one of their 780 boards back in the day. It was the one with like all the different colored slots and shit. It was so cool. Optical drive didn't really matter. I had scavenged so many computers at that point, so I just threw whatever DVD ROM drive I had in there. And lastly, the power supply. At the time of build was a Dynex 400 watt power supply? Like the ones that explode? So then what do, right? You got these other 2 computers? Here's the thing, and this is what I haven't told you yet. We have a LAN party coming up in the middle of June. We're going to need working machines for stuff. This guy right here is going to get that SD card to IDE adapter, I think that I had. And this thing's going to work great for Windows XP games, vintage gaming and stuff like that. This thing is going to be great. It only has integrated graphics, but it was the style of the time. There's a style of the time. This one is going to be my LAN party rig. Why are you not excited? You don't sound excited. That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Check it out. I'm going to sell you on it. And if we could just... magic. This one here is going to be getting some more modern parts. At the moment, it has some parts in it. It's got a few of them. The goal for this video is to have a computer built. If we get 2, even better. Let's shoot for 1. Just see where we land. It'll be great. Let's get started. All right, so this is one of those old cases that has the U-shaped cover on it. So we got to take out the mini thumb screws that are really nice, actually. All right, let's see. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Ow. Ugh. Hey, come on. Here. Come on now. Here. Come on here. What are you stuck on? Oh, nothing? You're stuck on nothing? Oh. Oh. That's what it's stuck on. The actual rail. You know, the fun part is about these covers though? Oh my God, okay. I'm an adult. Well, goddamn, we got stuff in here. Hey, there's a hard drive in here. There's not just any hard drive in here. Come on, ugly. Come on out of here. That screw's gone forever. This, my friends, is a Western Digital Velociraptor. These ran at about 10,000 RPM as opposed to your 7,200 RPM conventional hard drive. And they are so loud. This down here appears to be a socket 478 board, I want to say. So in terms of overall gunk and stuff, there's not a whole ton. It's dusty. There's some shit creeping around the front right here that I don't really like the look of, but I think it's fine. We got a couple fans up here. We got good old IDE drives. I do not see what brand it is, but apparently this optical drive here, this second one, is brand new. Let's do a little cap check here. Okay, I mean, that all looks good. Let's see what kind of cards we got. This first one's gonna be a graphics card of some kind. Either that or a display adapter. What the fuck is that? Is that AGP? It's not AGP. I don't know what this is. This is a Trident 3D Image 9750. We've got a bunch of chips that say 256 on them. There's no way they're 256 megabytes if they're in a computer this old. So venture a guess, 256 times 8, do the math. I'm not doing it in my head. I'm not gonna do it. Editing, Ryan, that's your job.
I am editing this at 2 a.m. You had a calculator in your pocket. Fuck you. It's 2 megabytes, by the way.
But yeah, Trident 3D. I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad? Let me know in the comments. Second up, we have an Ethernet card. Nice. Come on out. Oh, come on out, bud. Oh, come on out, bud. Yeah. Ooh. Got a Linksys card. An Etherfast 10100 LAN car. LNE 100TX. Sick. Up next, we have what definitely appears to be a creative sound blaster of some kind. I can just tell. I can just smell it. I can just smell it with my eyes. Yep, check them out. We have a Creative Labs model number CT4740, which I'm sure is just some conventional sound blaster. Get that SATA cable out of here. Got buckets of those fucking things. And then we got... oh, we've got a modem card. Good. My favorite, Rockwell 97, model AM56 HCFSP. Nice, I guess. Oh, check this out though. It's got a little piezo speaker in the corner of it. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, so then we've got this socket 478 board in here. I think what I might do, I really want to see what that CPU is. I really want to see what it is. This looks like AMD. Not sure yet. Let's find out. Ooh. Ooh, you gotta twist them off. Oh, that's been repasted semi-recently. Zed, you've been in here. You've been in here. What have we got, dude? Oh, that is an AMD chip. This is a socket 7. Ooh, ha. It is an AMD chip, and not just any AMD chip. AMD K6-2. The squeakquel to the original K6. Here's a fun thing about these processors. They didn't even care if you had thermal paste on them, so I'm just gonna put this guy back in here. Doesn't matter, it's not gonna care. That clip's not even like difficult to put back on. That's kinda crazy. I can put that back on with my hands. I don't need like a flathead screwdriver or anything. Ooh. Well, I mean, with that, I guess this board can come out. I can give you a little bit of a closer look at it before I move the camera. Dude, what am I doing? I have the technology. Repetitive stress injury is no fucking joke. It's no joke. Get yourself something like this. Look, I'm not sponsored. Yet, Fantic. I have a few Fantic kits. I highly recommend getting yourself a little electric screwdriver. They make working on projects where you're gonna be using a screwdriver quite a lot way easier. Way easier on the body. You might be young right now, but you're gonna be old one day. And me, I'm 31. This knee, done. These wrists, done. These fingers, done, bro. I used to skate a lot. I've done a lot of heavy lifting. Always lifting with my back. Ugh. And that kind of shit adds up. Take your little breaks wherever you can. You're not weak for having done so. You just found a better way, and I think that's fucking sick. All right, socket 7 board of some kind. Let me see what we got here. So we've got a VIA chip on here. WinBond. I think that's the BIOS chip, I want to say. I could be wrong. We got a couple cache chips on there for the motherboard, or for the processor. Other than that, whatever this is, it is an S7 MVP3. Very good looking board. There's not a whole lot of issues on here, but there is one capacitor over here, right there. It's got a little bit of a dome on the top. It is what it is with boards this old. Honestly, the fact that the electrolyte hasn't leaked everywhere is really nice. You got 7 larger caps on the board and then like a handful of smaller and mid-sized caps to replace. If you wanted to recap this board, it'd be really easy and cheap to do so, and then you'd have a good little socket 7 board. I think I'm gonna hang on to this guy, and I might reuse it in another build or something like that. This is really cool, especially with a K6 too. Thank you, Zed. But with that done, we have just a couple mysteries here. I noticed when I was pressing the power button, there's no feedback. And that's because there's no switch on it. And that's cool, because there is this. There is a switch.
I like me, I'm good for my health.
I just don't know how I'm gonna mount it, but I can assure you.
Not you.
That it will be janky. And it will break at the worst possible time. But I'm still gonna hack it together with some hot glue and hope. So we'll set this aside. Ooh, we got a little, actually, hang on, wait. We have a little loom of cables going somewhere. Ooh, a couple of those have been cut. Sick. Hard drive LED, reset switch, power LED. I don't know what it is that got cut. It looks like a light. But we've got the power LED, we've got the reset switch, and the hard drive LED, which is honestly all I really care about for the front panel, besides, you know, being able to turn the fucking thing on. Okay, I'll put these in here right quick, along with the thumb screws. We're just gonna do this kind of quick and dirty. We're not gonna hurt anything in the computer by doing this. We're just kind of keeping things moving along. Hopefully not doing anything wrong. I would imagine a venture to guess that I am not doing anything wrong. Computer number 2, the Dell Dimension 2200. What the fuck? Did you see that? It just caught up like crazy. Hang on, let me do that again. That was weird. All right, the second computer, Dell Dimension 2200. Oh my God, it's doing it again. It's doing it again, dude. Hey, catch up. Catch up. What the hell, dude? Okay, whatever. That's probably ruining this video. That's so sick. All right. This one holds the trophy for stealing about 3 months of my sanity. And I didn't have a whole lot to begin with. I'll bring you in closer, but first I just want to pop the side off this guy. Good old traditional Dell modular design. There's part of one of the clips already in here. There you go. And it's everything too. These little green clips, you just press on them, and you can take entire pieces of the machine out at once. Like this guy here. Just swing the power supply out if you need to. It's so cool. This was such a convenient machine to work on, which is good because I spent a lot of time working on it.
Editing Ryan here. Listen, I switched over from the Dell computer to the M59 case just because it's more interesting. If you want to see the Dell computer, you can skip to this time right here. I shot it on the second day of filming. The first day, I just wanted to get something done, and that is not how it worked out, but that's, you'll just have to see. You don't trust me? You're right not to. I make a lot of memes in post, so that's fair. See you in a bit.
Movie magic, baby. I'm gonna put this back together and switch over to that NZXT M59. We're gonna get a look at that before I do a whole lot more on this machine, because we're not gonna be using this machine for anything. It's just more of a show and tell. Machine number 3. Check it out, everybody. This is the NZXT M59 Classic, I think? Either way, this is one of the M59 cases. This is before they made the Phantom 410, all the cases that you're familiar with NZXT making these days. The very nice looking, square, IKEA-esque designs. This was before all that. This was when computers were gamer. We're missing a foot, kind of meanders back and forth. I go to take the top thumb screw off, and I remember the one time I cross-threaded it and then it sits in there sideways. And it's still in there sideways. Oh, such a trip down memory lane. It's wild. What's up, Stinky? It's been a while. Show me your guts. Yeah! All right, we are more than a little dusty, but that's fine. That's easily fixed. Hey, the good news is the dust isn't brown. That's all I care about. We've got a spot at the top for what looks like a 3.5-inch hard drive to go. We've of course got the little caddy in the middle. Other than that, we've just got an MSI DVD-ROM drive, DVD multi-recorder drive at the top, so DVD-R and what have you. And then we've got the Ultra X3 600-watt ATX power supply. This thing, I think when I built this computer for a friend, had a couple of troublesome capacitors in it. So, tell you what, there's not really a whole lot connected to the power supply, and for anything that is, it's modular. I can just unplug it. Let's take the power supply out, let's take it apart and just see what sort of state these caps are in. I'm curious. And we're gonna pop these free. There we go. Ooh, there's just a straight Molex in on the thing. That's the CPU power. And main. And main. There we go. All right. Yeah. All right, and we're out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's a couple bulgy boys in here. They're not too bad, but there's a couple bulgy boys in here. And then of course our thumb screw that goes in there at an angle. God, I suck, man. I'm gonna get you in here. We're gonna take a look at this power supply real quick. So if you could do me a favor and just okay. So, we're just gonna start removing screws. We're just not even gonna worry about it. It's gonna be worth taking it apart, I think, anyway, just to see what else is going on in here. Ultra made really good hardware, I think. I had a lot of their stuff. I was always a big fan of Ultra. I don't know who owns them now or what happened with that, but I remember their stuff coming up for sale all the time on, let me age myself here, Target Direct. And as a matter of fact, I remember Logan from Raise the World, of Raise the World infamy, I should say. Ew, get the fuck out of here. Logan of Raise the World infamy was like the little spokesperson they had for the bare bones builds or whatever, and the discounts and some of the promo work and stuff. But yeah, I used to be into all kinds of stuff back in the day. Now it's just, I don't know, there's less of a Wild West feel about hardware and building computers and stuff. And on one hand, it's been made accessible to everybody, which is great. I'm really glad everybody can build computers and stuff now. Heck, you can swing down to the local Best Buy and just grab whatever you want, really. It's pretty neat. But there is a vibe I feel has been lost, and it's fine. It's just a time gone by. But I do miss it. We had cold cathode tubes in our computers. A lot of them were like blacklight, and then we had UV colored cables and stuff. Oh man, it was so sick, but it was so janky. That screw lives in the power supply now. Change of address and an Ultra branded fan. I'm telling you, these guys made everything back in the day. Everything. We do have a warranty seal though. I know last time I just kind of smashed through this thing with a screwdriver. I'm gonna try to not do that this time. I'm gonna have a little bit of respect. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna do that. There we go. Okay, all right. Easy to get that side off. Easy to get that side off. Damn. Ooh. Wow. Wow. All right. Well. What do we have over here? Ooh, even the big ones are leaking. Oh, shit. Here, yeah, you see that? Right there in the middle. Fuck. All right. Well, this one's donezo. I could very likely plug this in and run just fine on it for a little while. I don't really want to chance it though. The thing about a LAN party is it's supposed to be fun, and we're not doing troubleshooting the whole time, even though that is part of the fun sometimes. All right, let's put this back together. Gosh darn it. Not the least bit of jank. Not the least bit. There you go, stinky. Let's put this guy back on. Whoops. Back on. Now, you might have noticed something, because you're very smart. We don't seem to have enough parts to build a computer here, which means I kind of have to come clean about something. See, I've been a little dishonest with you. There is a fourth machine. You remember the last two machines. They were covered in nicotine and all kinds of dust and maybe a weird kind of fur. Those belonged to my aunt. Now, both of those machines had at some point failed on her, so I built her another one. One of the many computers I've built for family and friends, one of them went to my aunt. The parts in this machine are fine, as far as I know. So a guy figures, why not take some of these parts, throw them in the case I want to use, and we've got a machine, right? Pretty simple. We have enough parts here to build a whole nother computer. But I have an idea. Having moved into an RV 3 years ago, I kind of needed a place to store all my shit, so I put it all in a storage unit. You might look around the shop and think, oh, really? There's a storage unit? Yes, there's a storage unit, and I have all my other computer shit in there. I say we take a little trip. We take a little trip to the storage unit, grab some hardware, come back in here, throw a computer together. What do you say? You don't really get a choice. We're doing it. Come on. Welcome. All right, let's narrow this out a bit. This is too wide. So somewhere in here is motherboards and stuff. Could be in any one of these. Tools, hard drives. Ooh, could be in there. This one's turned backwards for some reason. The stuff at the bottom is kitchen stuff, I think. I don't know. What's this one? This one's kind of light. Oh, I've got too much shit. Oh no, yep, that's computer stuff. None of what I need though. Yeah. Let me just put that back where it was. Come on now, yeah. Wouldn't be anything up there. Did I give away all my hardware? Libretto floppy drives, Wii controllers, okay. That is not a motherboard. I think I actually gave away the last of my hardware. That's kind of crazy. Now it's just other stuff. Let's try that one with the hard drives. Partly because I see it also has quarter-inch jack cables. I need those. I got really into Green Arrow one time. This is gonna suck. Oh, yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. Oof. Oh, yeah, all right. What the hell is this? This is just pieces of a fucking DS Lite. Oh my God. Real ones remember that. An Are You Being Served book. Great series if you haven't watched it. Ooh, actually one thing we need. 120 mil fan. Nice, nice, nice. And then crap, just a bunch of crap. It's more crap. Crap, crap, crap. Moment of truth. Let's open this guy. Yeah, that's hard drives, all right. An enterprise storage velociraptor. Hello. Oh my Lord. I'm just gonna not describe what I just found. Ah, fuck it. You've been good. Corsair XMS3. 4 matched sticks. 4 gigabytes total. What else is in here? There's more RAM? Jesus Christ. Ooh, my original RAM might be in here. Oh, that might be one of them. Yes, sir. Mushkin Enhanced. This would have been, yeah, a 2 gig stick, 2 gig stick, 2 of them. Oh my God, that's 2 of my original RAM sticks. That's crazy. I might take this with me as well, actually. It's kind of crazy. Huh. I think my mic is going dead. Whatever, you've seen you've seen what you need to. Going through the motions. Well, suffice it to say, I did not find the hardware I thought I had in here. Which means I have basically one option. Day 2, baby! I think we can get an easy win with the Dell. We're just gonna hop straight into that. I have an idea. It's gonna be super janky and really funny if it does work out. All right. So, I'm getting rid of the compact flash thingy at the back. I haven't even shown you that yet. Oh my God, I should probably show you that. Is that little slot down there? Is that little guy? Compact flash just kind of sucks to work with. And that's okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swing that power supply on out. And it's connected to IDE. Okay, I have a theory. Let's get this card out of here. I have something of a theory, you might say. I'm somewhat of a theorizer. Oh, that's really, that's really moving around a lot. It's not actually connected to PCI or anything. It's just sitting in the slot, I'm pretty sure. Nope, it's actually free floating, and I took the wrong screw out. I'm very smart. There it is. All right, just one of those. Real simple. It's got a little slot on the back for the compact flash. It's a really neat little idea. It's just working with compact flash and getting a computer to work with it as like a bootable medium, kind of a pain in the ass is all. This is what I got to replace it. This is a little IDE to SD card adapter. Weirdly enough, SD cards seem to work with IDE a bit better, and I can also get them in larger capacities, and they don't have to be a specific type either, which is really nice. But what I'm wondering is if I can reuse this bracket, because it's really nice. It's really nice. Let me just... I think so. Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna figure it out. Oh, dude, that's so sick. That's gonna work perfect. Maybe. Oh god, I gotta stop second guessing it. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. All right, so you're gonna have to come over here to take a look at what we're gonna do. It'll be fun, I promise. Look, you can just walk over here. You can just come on over here. I don't have to. Oh, okay. These two guys right here. The width of these screw holes here match up with this guy here. So what I can do, take those two screws out, put this card into this bracket.
Hey everybody, Editing Ryan here. So I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out how to get those two screw holes to align when all I really needed to do was turn the board 90 degrees clockwise. And it lines up just fine, and the SD card slot points to where that little slot was in the compact flash card. So it's perfect. I'm really embarrassed that it took me 5 minutes, and I'm just going to completely cut it out and leave this little note in there because I think it's kind of funny. Okay, everybody have a great night, day, afternoon. I'm getting out of here.
No way. No way, dude. Wait, hang on, this is way better. Oh, fuck. I love finding out this stuff in the moment. This is so cool. All right, so enter the fact that this already has a slot cut in it, and that this guy is the screws here on the other side of the board, those match up perfectly. Not only do they match up perfectly, they butt right up against the slot, which means I can still use the slot in the back of the computer to load and unload SD cards. Oh, dude, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Love my little wins. Oh, with that, gang, we have... It's in there good. So why did I do this? Why did I put this on the bracket? Very interesting thing, when I was looking at these on Amazon, I could not find one that had the bracket included, but it seems they just fit whatever you have, whatever bracket you have if you have one of those compact flash guys. So that's fine, that'll work okay, I'm not mad about that, as long as it fits, which it does. And I can even plug up the floppy disk power and everything that I had before. Just gonna go ahead and do that. Plug my IDE cable back in, and then the floppy disk lead that was coming off power supply is just gonna plug right back in to there, and we're done. And gang, just like that, our Dell Dimension 2200 has our little SD card slot in it. That's really sick. I'm just gonna fold this guy down, make sure the cables are out of the way, and we're in there. I think a part of that just broke off. Do you see it? Can't have shit. Can't have shit. Just button them up. Sick. Well, you know that means we gotta test it. Give me just a second. Oh, yeah. All right. Not exactly the same generation, but we're gonna use this guy real quick. And if they both go up in smoke, I only have like the longest ATX power cable you've ever seen in your life. We might want to do a smoke test real quick, just to, you know, just to make sure. 3, 2, 1, we got power. Oh, and it turned itself on, so do whatever you want, I guess. I consider that pretty satisfactory. It ain't popped yet. All right. That's one part down. It would be very silly if this is if the monitor is the thing that goes up in smoke. Can't have shit! All right. I'm fairly confident we have VGA in the back of this. We do. Great. Do I have another keyboard around here? I think I do. Keyboard. Future video? Huh? Oh, I got the perfect thing. Now that's a keyboard. Oh, shit. Sorry. Sorry, little bud. You're actually being very good to us. Didn't mean to slap you with the cable. Maybe that doesn't change how well you work. At least I would hope not. All right, we got computer, we got monitor, we got keyboard. Let's check it out. Hey! Look at him go. Invalid configuration information, please run setup program. That's fine. Performing automatic IDE configuration. That's fine. You know, though, I actually have a few SD cards and stuff in here. I can just pop one in there. Ooh, there's a 32 gig micro SD. Maybe that'll be maybe that'll be good. Maybe that will work. Oh, we beeping? We beeping. That's okay. There we go. I want to see if we have a volume detected. F2. F2. F. All right, I've got this guy we can try and use. Interesting. There's a really bright light on that card. All right, how bright is that fucking light? Hey. Ooh, yeah, it's got a little bit to it. All right, come on. Quit playing with us. You're supposed to be the easy one. Hey! Yes, okay. We do have a hard drive in there, so it does detect something. Ooh, it even sees the capacity. Yeah, 32 megs, because it's a 32 meg card. Oh, dude. Set our boot sequence here to use the, Let's keep it on the CD-ROM drive. Do I have a disk in here? Oh, it'd be so sick if I still had a copy of XP in there. Oh, I don't. Oh, I would have busted a nut. This video was not made for kids. CPU information, 1.3 gigahertz. Nice, nice, nice. All right. No bulgy boys in there. This has been a very good machine, not really giving me any trouble. All right, so if I get a Windows XP installer, I should be able to just install it straight onto this guy. I don't have any optical media on me right now. We'll do that in another video sometime. It's a Windows XP install. How many more times do you need to see somebody install Windows XP? Come on. Michael MJD has that corner of YouTube covered, buddy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. I bang my head against the wall doing cool old retro tech stuff so you don't have to. I don't know why we have like a nostalgia critic and Michael MJD character imagined in my head. That's too much. All right, well that works. It's not showing anything, I imagine because it can't boot into anything. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna call that a success. It sees the cards I plug into it. It did not blow up yet. It has not blown up yet. You know what I mean. That's one down. We built a computer, kind of. Okay, I know what you want. Let's get to the... Oh, fuck. Oh, it's only when I'm trying to make it look cool. There we go. Gently. There we go. Kidding. Oh. So I've decided on a theme. We are going to make one of the most obnoxious computers ever built. And if we can get away with some extra jank in the process, well, that's just the whipped cream and sprinkles on top.
I'm watching my figure, so I can't have either. I'm watching my figure.
Why do I do these things on the internet? For free? For free? All right, let's get all our cards and stuff out of here. We're not gonna be able to use most of these. Ooh, I can use that Ethernet card though. So I can use the Sound Blaster and the Linksys Etherfast card. Oh, actually, I could get away with the modem card here if I wanted to suck so much ass. Just so much ass, just truckloads of ass. Y'all remember when I said that Western Digital Velociraptors are just so loud? Well, I got 3 of them, and we're gonna put them all in the same machine. We're gonna need a little extra airflow, so I have a 120 mil fan. There's nowhere to mount a 120 mil fan. I think we're gonna have to fix that. All right, we've got, we gotta rig up something for our power switch. I have an idea for that though. That might need to be something that we do first, however. Because if we build the thing and we can't turn it on, then what the hell are we even doing, right? So we have this power switch here that we need to be able to just give it a little press. Just give it a little press, turn it on. Here's the problem though. Let me just bring the case to you. Don't mind the filth, don't mind the screws falling. All right, if you look up in here, there's nothing for me to put a switch into. We gotta fix that. Oh, let me flip that. Oh, let me flip that. Oh, let me flip it. Typically, brackets like that are made out of aluminum or steel or something like that. I'm gonna have to design something real quick. I don't have any raw steel around here, but I have the next best thing. That's right, a stainless steel side panel from a Dell XPS, where one side of it is still covered in nicotine dust. Oh, that does not ring like I thought it was going to. Whatever. All right. Here's the plan. I might make my memes, but I don't want anybody getting hurt on this thing. All right, is it perfect? No. Is it functional? Actually, yes, with a little hot glue. Can you hate on it? Sure. Does it work? Yeah. Just be a little gentle with it. But yeah, all right. We got both switches mounted. You can press both of them. Perfect. We have a power supply to figure out. Oh, okay, welcome back. Cooler Master, 750 watt, the RS750 ACAA A1. If there are no bulgy boys in here, we can get a lot of life out of this guy. Oh no, warranty void if removed. On with the show.
Let me in. Let me in.
All right. How are we looking? Not a bulgy, bursty boy in sight. This is good. This is very good, actually. All right, just gonna give this guy a little dusting real quick. Nothing too crazy. There's not a whole lot terribly wrong in here. I'm just gonna loosen up some of this dust and then blow it out. There's definitely nicotine in the old dust, but it's not nearly as bad as the other computers we were working on. Oh. All right, both of those look fine. I can live with that. Let's put our guys back in. Works for me. Tell you what, we're here, we're queer, maybe you're not. Happy Pride Month either way. We're gonna plug this guy in. Ooh. Let's see what we get. Not been powered up in a long time. Call that good. I mean, it didn't blow up and the case isn't live, so. All right, so here is what remains of that last computer I built for my aunt. I did take it apart shortly after bringing it home. Ew, 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 ew. Not only did we find no bulgy boys, but check this out. We have a Q6600. It was a style at the time. It was a style at the time. And more importantly, look at how gorgeous this board is. Oop, get that screw out of there. But look at how gorgeous this board is. This is great. Q6600, what can we pair with that GPU-wise? Could I interest you in a new old stock GTX 480? No? Ah, okay. How about 2 of them? So listen, if you've watched Jason Graves' video of the Goodwill trip, the 100 Goodwill trip, he went all around Florida looking at Goodwills. At one point he stops at the Goodwill computer store, which is local to us. And they had a couple of these guys. New old stock. I don't know if it's supposed to be missing the badge there. I don't know if something's wrong with that, but it's a couple pristine GTX 480s. Back in your important bag that everybody says you have to go in. Oh, yes. Haha, funny meme, big powerful card matched with not as powerful CPU. Do you see a problem? That's right, we only have one of these. So for now, we're stuck with one GTX 480 and a Q6600. The computer I'm building has to live for a week. We'll come back and revise it and put an SLI board and everything in here. It'll be great. We are gonna need some stuff. First thing I want to do though is get the thermal paste entirely off of this Q6600. We will repaste it and it will be great. That's what I call satisfactory. We have a board that will accept DDR2, I'm quite sure. Where's that bag of RAM? I think this is PC3? PC3, fuck. Damn. Well, I'm gonna need some PC2. I don't know if I have any PC2. Oh yeah, this is all PC3. Oh shit. I did find my original RAM though for that reboot build. You know what that means. I gotta put this stinky shit back in it. I don't know quite what kit this is. I think this is 2 gigs by 2 gigs to make 4 gigs? I don't know. We'll live with it. Hey, so, 2 of them. All right, so this board here, I don't know what processor it has in it. I think it's a 2nd or 3rd gen i5. If it is, let's go with this one, and I'm gonna just scrap everything I was talking about with this board. I'll take slightly faster memory at a higher capacity and a more gooder CPU for that card over the meme. I'm sorry. I know that's probably kind of a letdown. What if the machine just kind of rips and is big and ugly and loud? Oh, she's a little dusty. Oh, the entire foot is coming off the board. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing, dude. I hate it when my entire foot comes off the board. There we go. All right, that should be free. I said that should be free. Be free. Oh, that was not supposed to come off there. Fuck. What are you? Dirty is what you are. Oh, a Core i3-2100. That's actually really sick. I'll take it, dude. Oh, that's that's busted. I love it. Look, sometimes the question isn't, can you build a car with the most horsepower? Sometimes the question is, can you just build a car that runs out of garbage? And that definitely gets us PC3. What do we got in here? 2 8-gig sticks of Crucial Ballistics? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's in the RAM bag? I've got 2 Vengeance sticks. For 8 gigs total. I think we might go with these and just see if they work, because they're silly. Look at them. It would be very funny if both of these worked. I don't recall both of them working. Let's keep these close by for backup. Sorry, Stinky. Another build, another time. We have fun. We have fun. Fun. Yeah. And then I need computer grease. Oh, shit, I need computer grease. I have the grease. Thank you, Zedbert. Much appreciated. Hey, real quick, everybody. What is your preferred way to apply thermal paste? Why is it the correct way? Follow-up prompt for anyone who isn't the person who just asked that question. Why is that person wrong? By the time you put the flat thing on it and it spreads it out, doesn't really matter that much. Did you put some on there? Great, you're way ahead of you're way ahead of computer builders of the past. All right.
Hey everybody, Editing Ryan again. This heatsink is a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Plus. It does have a pretty unconventional mounting mechanism, so naturally I spent the next 20 minutes completely fucking up the reinstall. Imagine the most fucked up you have ever fucked up and multiply it by like 105.
Fuck off.
It's pretty up there. I fucked this reinstall up so bad that I had to do it a second time with the intention of cutting out the footage you're about to see. I was so embarrassed. But I guess that's the fun thing about the internet. We laugh at each other's pain, keeps it human, and it's a little bit of fun. So enjoy me completely fucking this up in the most embarrassing way. And also, hey, if you're like 55 minutes into this, thanks for watching so much. This video was really fun to make. I had a lot of fun working on these computers and building these computers. I promise if you stick around to the end, there's something really cool in store for you. Something I didn't even expect. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna put this aged Adult Swim show era reference to bed. Thanks again for watching, and I'm out of here.
I am so smart. Big brain, be so smart. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just fucked that up. Oh my god, the RAM is too tall. Oh, fuck. Well, I guess we gotta turn it like this, right? Alright, see the trick. Oh my god, just put the fucking thing down, Ryan. Alright, so the trick. Just get one started, and then get your other guy where it needs to go. Oh boy, get in there. Jesus.
This is bread.
Oh no. Oh my god, it's not even fucking lined up. I'm gonna edit all this out, so help me God. This has gone every kind of wrong that it could possibly go, and it's entirely my fault. Oh. We are missing a nut. Why was this ever built this way? This is terrible. Holy God, dude. Fuck off. Oh, we're gonna start over. I don't think that's supposed to be difficult to put on at all. 1 little, 2 little pair of needle noses. 3 little, 4 little, 5 pair of needle noses. 7 little, 8 little, 9 little scratches on the solder mask of this PCB. Ah, I can't be doing all that. Like, I really tried to just kind of like sleaze around it, and I fucked up bad. I fucked up real bad. And if it's me saying that, it's bad. Got it where we want it. Let's start tightening this down. God, that's just well machined. Good job, Cooler Master. We're gonna clamp this guy back on here. We're gonna give it the clamp. Or should it go the other way? Yeah, it should go the other way. Oh, it can't go the other way. Not unless I set it like way up here, up top, because of the fucking RAM. Oh my God. Okay, all right, let's put this on here and see if we can clear the RAM slots. Not really. We can put shorter RAM on there. Ooh, I bet I can flip the fan around actually. Yeah, let me just try that and just have it pull. All right, there. I really wanted to keep these. Say hello.
Hello. You want a Dr. Pee-Pee?
I'll take a Dr. Pee-Pee. Ooh, thank you, sir. Wow, sponsored by No. I'm putting a GTX 480. One of the hottest cards ever made.
Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Case is basically a skeleton, just drill holes in it. Put a bigger fan in it.
Actually, about that. So, all right. Here is the IBM boy. Let's have a look here. We don't have as many standoffs as I thought we did. Oh, it's so good. Look at it. Look at the little guy. Oh, he's so small in here in this big old case. We need 1, 2, 3 standoffs down the side. And in the middle, we got holes drilled for them. We got one of them. 2 more on the side, on the left. I mean, another one. We need some standoffs here. I believe we needed like 3. Let's make sure our holes and stuff line up. All right, and we are indeed missing one. Yes. At the very bottom corner where the SATA cables and stuff plug in, we are missing a screw, which means we're gonna have to be real careful with that. Oh, like a dream. That's perfect. Perfect. Here we go, gang. We're solid. Let's just do a test fit. Come on. Oh, this is gonna be cursed. What do you have for airflow, Ryan? Those two? And that. All right, an i3 2100 under here, a GTX 480, and 8 gigs of RAM. Oh, it's so sick, dude. I'm happy with the test fit. Let me get y'all down here for these peels. Oh. Oh, yes. Ugh. There you go.
You can come now. That's a good person.
That's a good person. We are mostly built except for the cursed power supply. A rather well-used Cooler Master 750 watt. We're going in. Oh, you know, aside from some miscellaneous cables and stuff, we've got mostly everything installed. I need SATA cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one, of course, is a right angle connector. Oh no! So the graphics card blocks one of our fucking SATA connectors, so oh, sheesh. Please tell me that's the way it goes. It's not. It goes this way. Oh! Oh! I hate this. I hate this so much, dude. All right, so I guess I gotta just kind of roll this over. Oh, my shame, dude. Okay. I don't feel good about this at all. Oh no, it's going across the PCI port. Please. Okay, we're just gonna. That does not feel good. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't. It's like sitting on top of a fucking capacitor. I think I just crushed that thing and run it around the capacitor as long as I don't yank on it. Okay, I'm finished. I love doing and building janky things, y'all, but this is a new low even for me. I mean that. I've built some really janky shit in my life. This is pretty up there. I know I started with the idea that this is going to be one of the jankiest computers ever, but like this is really rough. This is real rough. I've got ways that things have to go in this case, or I break the whole computer, or I power it up and the whole thing just does not fucking work. Do I have anything I can put under that corner? You know what? If I just, oh, it's so perfect. Oh, it's so perfect, dude. I can't not. So this is one of those little sticky bases for one of these cable clips. You've probably seen the type. I am going to, I'm gonna lift, and I'm just gonna stick this under there real gentle like, oh. And that's gonna be enough. Not putting a whole lot of pressure on it or anything, I think. And we're moving on. Oh, all right, let's try sitting this guy upright. Let me see if I can get you a shot of the beast. Oh, oh yes. Look upon my child. Don't. You gotta do what you gotta do. I love it, I love it. I want some more of it. Okay, so hard. Yeah, I'm from Florida. All right, what's the problem with this fucking thing here? Oh no, this part of the cage isn't bent down all the way. Ah, fuck you. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. And we're going in with the other Velociraptor. Oh, I can put 3 drives down here? Well, say less. I know you can't see what I'm doing. It's not important. I promise it's not. Do I have more screws around here? I'm actually running low on screws. All right, we need to start running some power cables and stuff. Let me untangle some of this, some of that. All right, I'm gonna need at least 4 SATA cables because I want to have my 3 Velociraptors plus at least an optical drive. And of course, they're all mismatched. Not a single one matches. This one does not appear to have, no, it does have CPU power. I don't know if the board requires it. It does, I see it. It's under the, oh no, it's under the heatsink fan. We're gonna ignore it. We're just gonna keep on boogieing. Well, there's our graphics card power sorted. We're just gonna go ahead and plug it in. Like we don't have to undo this machine a couple more times for any reason. My balls have landed.
Hey, this is Houston. How did you get this frequency? I don't need to know about your balls.
All right, we've got one cable that I think will go up high enough to hit the Asus E-Green X Multi RW DVD Multi Drive. Whatever the fuck. We have another Velociraptor up here that I'm gonna plug this red cable into. Or do we wanna go blue? Ah, let's go blue, fuck it. We have 2 Velociraptors, we need 1 more. I feel like I almost need to take out the, yeah, I think I'm gonna take the floppy drive out. It does not actually work and I don't have any floppies to put in there. Okay, this is gonna go in the upper slot up here just to give them a little room to breathe. A little room to breathe. Please don't fuck me up. My bad God, don't know what I did, but hope it's nothing personal. Everything is arranged. Is it good? No. Is it perfect? No. Functional? No. Maybe. I don't know. We're gonna find out shortly. Go together, my sweet babies. My stupid little idiot dumb babies. I hate you. What a disaster. I love this so much. So much. It's so cursed though. Oh, we gotta plug in our fucking power switch and stuff. Ooh, we need to see how the front of the case looks as well. Oh no. Oh, our power shit is like way down at the bottom. That does not reach, unless, no, I really don't think that's gonna reach though. Oh shit. Oh, it totally doesn't. Huh. Reset switch. Reset switch power button. All right. All right, let's give it some power, shall we? Everybody hold on to your buttholes. Power on. Oh, and it's moving some air, dude. Wow. Like actually. It's not as loud as I thought it was gonna be. That fan's not running. Oh. Oh.
Is it just no? What is it rubbing on?
The front of the case? Oh, wait, no, somebody, oh, okay. Hey, Colin, take a look at this is, see how uniform that is?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened here?
I don't know.
Somebody drew out a grid and just started drilling fucking holes. Oh, actually, yeah, I see it. It is that little thing you were pointing at. I'm just gonna metal fatigue it. Yeah. Somebody really said like, oh look, there's plenty of space for 2 fans. What do you need a fucking speaker for? Oh, that's still rubbing. How am I gonna figure my way out of this? Oh, cardboard gasket. So we're gonna take a little slice of that. There we go. Then there's 2. And now we spin in. Okay, all right, okay, all right, all right, okay. And fucking die.
Oh.
It's spinning. Okay, I think the RAM might be bad. Oh no, the graphics card is right up against the RAM levers. So to remove the RAM, I have to take the graphics card out. Ain't that the fucking worst? Oof. All right, I'm gonna go back to using the 2 sticks that were in there because I'm quite sure they work. All right, let's power this up without the guy in it. Really? Well, now what? Do I need to start removing things until it's happy? I'm gonna remove all the SATA stuff. Happy? Yes, actually. Interesting.
Was it angry at the drives?
Maybe. Let me plug that back in and see. It's just that drive. Oh. What? Why are you happy now? Fuck you. Plug this guy back in. Oh, yeah, it's posting. All right, I'm gonna plug my drives back in. See if it'll boot.
That was around before, dude.
Oh, that was a different sound. I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
A blood sacrifice.
But that right there is a post. Wow, that's all those drives running. There is, Colin, just put your hand right here on this case and just feel how much shit is just moving in here.
I love it.
It's just going. Also, yeah, those heat pipes are just a little too tall.
Nothing a drill can't fix.
I was gonna say, genuinely, Colin, you know what I think I might do? I might just cut one big ass window so that I can mount like a piece of plexiglass or something in here and mount a fan to it. Here, a 120 millimeter fan, that the Cougar fan I've got right here. Mount that to that, and then also leave a little spot. Just drill holes for these heat pipes to poke through. Because then all I've got to do is just lay the plate on there, note everything, draw my grid for the 120, and then just Dremel it out, hot glue it in place. Fuck it, dude, that's a post. I can't beat that. Battery critical.
Well, you could have a post alone.
Battery's going dead. Computer. That's not what we decided on. Just the one? All right. So we do have the Dell. I'm basically going to count that as half a computer. It sat on the table during the LAN party and didn't really do anything, which is fine. It doesn't have a graphics adapter, just integrated graphics. It was going to really suck to play games on unless it was stuff like DOS titles. Ugh. This is the IBM computer in its final form. We decided to go with something that was pretty cursed, right? I made a few adjustments to that. So instead, we're about 50-50 cursed, and the other half is, dare I say, craftsmanship. Craftsmanship with a P. I burned up so many Dremel cutting wheels working on this thing. It was just a ton of fun to work on. It took me about 2 weeks of going to bed, getting up, coming out here to the shed and working on it. 8 to 10-hour days or something like that, but it was really fun. I learned a lot. If you want to see this machine's final form, go ahead and skip to this time code right here. And while you wait to make that decision, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did to this machine in the form of memes that definitely happened. Go ahead and skip if you want to.
Now's the time to skip. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, so you didn't skip. So you've chosen to watch the montage of stuff that I actually did to this machine. There was a lot of paint, there was a lot of metal work, there was a lot of cutting stuff, there was a lot of quick fabrication and weird ideas. I ran out of time towards the end, so I didn't get to clear coat everything, which means this machine, everywhere it took a ding, it's missing a little bit of paint. But I'm just gonna call that character because I'm lazy. Also because I don't want to take this thing apart again. It's kind of a pig to take apart. You'll see what I mean. I'm gonna let Editing Ryan take over and walk you through all the stuff we did to it. Enjoy! Editing Ryan here. So what's up next is exactly what you just heard. It's a montage of me working on this machine. And it's all cut up so you don't have to watch 6 hours of me standing behind a Dremel. I'll be popping in here and there to give a little extra context where it might be needed. But other than that, it's just memes and metal work from here on out. So I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you enjoy the outcome of this project. If you have any wild ideas or anything you would have done differently, let me know in the comments down below.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud?
Always wanted to do this bit. Here we go! Step 1 is to definitely protect your thingy that you're working on. This mouse pad has had all kinds of crap on it. I didn't want to make this front panel worse. Do you see all that crap that I'm spraying the diluted pine sol on right now? It's what I had. Leave me alone. Wherever that stuff touched on the case, even on the metal, it etched the metal. I haven't seen that in a very long time. It must have been some very potent Mountain Dew. Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh. Admittedly, I kind of underestimated how many nooks and crannies there were on this front panel. There's crap everywhere. I sat here and worked this brush for like 20 minutes. It was a lot. Yeah, you see that crap?
You see that? Yeah, break out your shop towel. Let's go past me. Woo! Yeah. Oh shit, is that not touching it? Well, we're gonna need something else, ain't we? You can use one of these, but be very careful. This will score textured and smooth plastic every time. Doesn't matter if this thing says it's no scratch. It's not true. 100%. Fucked up a Dreamcast with one of these one time because it said no scratch. It said no scratch. What was I gonna? Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the shit. You know, the other problem I have with Scotch pads or Scotch-Brite pads is they leave this green grit everywhere. I don't think they used to do that, but they kind of do now, and so you're not only scrubbing, but you're doing a little extra cleanup after that. It's kind of weird. Filth reveal in 3, 2, 1. Ew! We're gonna remove these gray strips here. I'm going to either paint them brown or teal. One of the two. Whoop. Another thing I really like about this case, everything is put together with screws. There weren't a whole lot of clips to break. The plastic on this case wasn't terribly brittle, but I could tell it was kind of starting to get there, so I'm really grateful that there were just regular old self-tapping screws in there. And that's our trim removed. Both pieces cleaned up pretty well. Didn't really have a whole lot of gunk on it, thankfully. Yeah, look at them. 2 of them. So those rails also hold on the sliding door. Yep, which means we can get this a little cleaner and also lube up these rails to make dropping the door a little smoother. Lube? Now, remember my note about textured plastic? Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I gotta remove those scuffs. It was the only way. So there are a couple smooth spots on the sides, but you can't really see them. And the other side was just as bad. So more Scotch-Brite. 2 smooth sides. It is what it is. I'm going to remove our power switch and set it aside. We are going to set these case bits off to the side and let them dry while we lengthen our power button. So I decided to do the old Ben Heckendorn trick of taking a couple wires off of an IDE cable and just using that to extend the power lead. It didn't need to go terribly far anyway, so there was just enough on the IDE cable to do that. This rework station is actually a Hacko clone. I can't remember the brand name that's on the front of it, but oh man, when you plug it in after it's not been plugged in for a while, the transformer or something in it kind of like moans for a second. It's very weird. It scared me a couple times plugging in because you never know if something's gonna pop. Y'all remember when I blew the sponge away? I spent a minute looking for that fucking thing. I did, and this was after I edited that bit into the original video. Oh man, my sponge is still under the. Oh man, I gotta go get that. Oh, I'll be right back. Oh, I see it. All right, gonna need some solder. Gonna need a little bit of flux because I find that the flux in the solder isn't always enough. And we're gonna need some heat shrink. Boy, it might be a Hacko clone, but it works like a Hacko, I'm not gonna lie. It's been solid. Anytime I'm using heat shrink, I have to tell myself, don't forget to put the heat shrink on before you do your soldering, because I do it all the time. All the time. Also, sorry everybody, I am a mechanical joint enjoyer. So I twist everything together before I do my soldering. Those linear mechanical joints. It's just the way I learned it. It's been really good to me, so. Set of helping hands would be nice, but I've honestly learned to work around the need. Just place a couple things to hold your wire in place and scoop your flux onto it. I use a little extra. And then the old heat part, add solder. Solder smoke. Don't breathe this. See that spark that came out of the fucking heat gun? It's crazy. It's been sitting unused for a while, but low temperature for heat shrink. Don't go crazy. That's why when you use a lighter, you gotta be quick about it. And there's the finished product, real unfancy-like. There's a couple pieces of heat shrink under the black heat shrink that separates the wires, and they're even marked for polarity, so I didn't have to go that hard, but I did. Sometimes it's just work worth doing. Long boy. Yes. And here we're just reinstalling the boy. And then just in case I left any kind of residue on the parts, I just gave them a little rub down with some 91 isopropyl. Since these were going to be spray painted, I just wanted to make sure I stripped all the pine sol and crap off of it so the paint would actually stick to it. And now it's time for that big-ass U-shaped cover thing. It's also just kind of filthy, really dusty. It's got some dinges and shit on it. Cautionary tale for you. When you're working on one of these U-shaped cases, put something in between the two halves so you don't bend the corners at the top. You can actually metal fatigue these. You can break them at the corners. All sorts of wild stuff. Especially if the corners are welded. Oh man. I'm just using this case for the Hitachi camcorder that I had, and I'm gonna stuff that between the two halves. And that'll keep them from moving around too much. And you put that case under there. Yes, sir. And that's much better. It's not moving around near as much. Yes. Gotta get all these streaks off here, man. Oh. The paint on this case is also textured, so I took a lot of risks using the Scotch-Brite pad, but I kind of knew in my heart of hearts that I was going to have to paint over the beigeness of this case with a different kind of beige, but it needed a little extra TLC that a Scotch-Brite pad, even a Scotch-Brite pad, couldn't quite give it. And there it is, all nice and much more cleaned up. There's a couple trouble spots on there, but I think those are actually dings in the paint, so not a whole lot I can do about that. This is where a little bit of Windex or Pine Sol or any kind of general cleaner you have is going to come in. Alcohol would be great. No real risk of damaging the paint doing this. Always use a plastic spudger. Don't ever use metal on metal. Ever, 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 ever. Whatever liquid you use, its only job is to keep the adhesive you're removing from sticking to itself or to the surface again. Any kind of soapy surfactant is gonna do the job. Clean. Same as before. We're just gonna take a look at all the stuff that's on here. We're gonna remove as much as possible with our scouring pad and whatever liquid you have lying around. Pause, because you've seen enough cleaning at this point. See all that stuff up there at the top of the screen? Those are all the supplies I used to do all the stuff that I ended up doing to this case, and I want to take a second to show you those things. First up, just regular old Rust-Oleum automotive primer. Second is a really cool brown that I found that is weirdly called London Gray. Third in line is Vintage Teal. Really nice color. All in satin finish, unfortunately. I couldn't find any matte or ultra matte. I really wanted to use matte stuff for this. Then there's the hardware for the handles up top. It's just one. There it is. Two of them. This joke never ends. We have a RGB strip light that I got from Five Below, I think. Just super cheap stuff. We have a Cougar Vortex PWM 120mm fan. I didn't end up using this. Here's the 8-foot power strip that we're mounting to the back of the machine. I wanted to have just one single wall plug to plug in to power everything, so this is what I went with, and it has enough ports for me to plug all my stuff into. The top port, I ended up drilling a hole in the back of it to wire up some stuff for monitor power. It's so scuffed. I love it so much. We got some hot glue because all of my stuff turned yellow, just like this stuff will eventually. And then the TV mount. $17.30 at your local Walmart if you're lucky as I am. And then the plexiglass, an item that was way too expensive for what it is. Now, despite my confidence that it did in fact post, I wanted to see a video signal from the machine. And the thing that kind of sucks is I was doing this test just to make sure that the machine works, only to then unbuild it. So take my wins where I can get them, you know? All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna thread these shorter cables to the inside, just let them sit there. Then I'm gonna lead the power cable down the inside to the same spot. Yeah, that's gonna reach just fine. Nice. Wouldn't be able to tell for your big ass head. Your big ass head in the way. Your head's big. Stop having a big head.
Faceplate is on there good enough, I guess. Oh, we've got something in the way, that's all.
Yeah, I'll say, your big ass head.
All right, here is our power switch. Turn that on. We're plugged into video. Let's see if we get a post. Hey! Okay, now what? CMOS checksum error, that's fine. We can change the battery. Hey, well, we take what we can get. That's still a win. That's big. Thank you. Thank you for not blowing up. Hell yeah. Now we've got to unbuild this completely. So, montage.
Fuck you, no.
Whoa, whoa. If you remember that clip where I was talking to Colin about how uniform this was, but how completely fucked up this was, this right here used to be a speaker grill. What they thought they would do is draw this grid and then drill holes for airflow for the fan. Obviously they didn't finish with that, but then these tabs and the burrs and stuff that they left behind was stopping the fan from turning. So I've fixed some of that. You can see there's a couple burrs still in here. And then I just added a couple of cardboard shims to raise the fan off of the part of the case here that's all ripped up. And the fan runs great now, so I'm probably just gonna leave it that way. However, I have to remove both of these fans at the front. Once this is done, we have some more cleaning to do. Oh, this case is so much lighter with nothing in it. Ooh. I think the board goes on a tray. I want to see if I can remove it. Part of it would appear to be riveted in. Oh, no. No, never mind. Whoops.
Fucking tall ass case.
There is one screw way back there. And then, yeah. Oh, nice.
You can now.
That's gonna make painting a lot easier. A lot easier. The more parts of this case I can get separated, easier it is to work with. Ah, there we go. We're free! Woo.
Had to give my fans a good clean. Yep, dust brush, let's get them. And so begins the gauntlet of trying to remove this gunk. Oh, all the black spots you see down there at the bottom of the case, etched metal. Oh no, the brush does nothing. Oh no, oh shit. The nylon brush isn't working either. Have no fear, it's time for the stainless steel brush.
I wasn't asking.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that's not working either.
Whatever it is, it appears to have partially etched the case. Yeah, that's partially rust. Whatever it is, it has etched the case and rusted part of it. That's fine, I guess. The good news is that that's really the only spot that that stuff is in. So I'll just finish cleaning this up pretty good and then we'll call that done. Even though those spots didn't completely clear up, they look a lot better. I mean, true. Not only did I underestimate the amount of cleaning to be done, I underestimated the amount of sanding and scouring that would need to be done. I know you see that little zip tie thing down there in the corner. Not taking it off. It's staying there. It's getting painted so it doesn't stick out. Your head's big. You got a big head. Your head, it's one that's big. It's in the way. Big head. All right, that is ready for paint. We are finally, oh, I remember a trick that Adam, goddamn, what's his name? The Mythbusters guy. Not Conover. Jesus Christ, his name's not Adam Conover. Adam Savage. Okay. Before I play this next clip, I used a trick that Adam Savage uses for spray paint, where he burns off some of the solvents to help the paint dry a little bit faster. I don't recommend doing this. Spray paint is flammable. The solvents in it want to go immediately. It's like lighting gasoline on fire, damn near. So, you shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. It worked really well. When I used this trick, I wanted to make sure that the paint was mostly dry, but it had a little bit of tackiness to it. You don't want to spray and then immediately hit it with the flame. You will just light your piece on fire. Don't do that. Matter of fact, don't do this. Don't do it. I didn't say you should. You can't sue me. Stop it. As you can maybe hear, it's beginning to rain while I'm working on this piece. I'm working in like 85-90% humidity. Thanks, Florida. It's time to brown the boy. And the sky's falling. Thanks, Florida. If I had one piece of advice to give you on spray painting. Oh, I gotta run starting there.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a good point. Get your little nooks and crannies early on your first coat, and don't put a whole lot on them. Just dust them. And you'll avoid a whole lot of runs and stuff that way. But the other thing I want to impart to you is shake your spray paint a lot longer than you think you need to. Ideally, you'll also do it when the can is kind of warm. It just kind of helps the mix get around, stops uneven coats and stuff like that. Warm can, very light first coat. Get your intricate bits first. Now, take note of what I'm about to do here. I need to flip this hard drive cage over. That piece of metal that's resting on the table right now is actually going to be bumped up against the inside of the case, and nobody's going to see it. If the paint gets scratched, if it's uneven or sticky or tacky or whatever, it's not going to matter. The other thing you can do is hang your part with fishing line, but you got to make sure to tie your knots real well. Fishing line will slip. And then the other thing you got to worry about is wherever the fishing line is touching, it's going to keep paint from sticking. So you can use hot glue. You can make little anchors with hot glue and run your fishing line through it. You can tie it up in places where nobody's going to see it. It's just an option you have. I just usually get a little hacky about it. Just whatever's not going to be seen is where the object can rest.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Cut to me struggling to take my own advice and leave shit alone.
And then I'm gonna come back and burn off the excess solvents in a bit.
This should be pretty self-explanatory.
Don't do what I'm about to do.
Yeah, I didn't remove the heatsink from the motherboard. before I painted it. Yeah, but you can kind of see the masking job I did. I just kind of made little tubes of masking tape and then just looped them around the heat pipe and pinched them at the top. It worked out really well. Paint from every angle that you can. The more angles you hit your piece from, the less chance you're gonna have that you got some stuff that's unpainted. Just go crazy. Just spin around the fucking thing and chit 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 chit.
We're good over here.
All right, so this is what I ended up drawing up to get removed. This is the bottom portion that's gonna get removed. The whole thing is coming out. The corners are gonna be rounded. Most of them are gonna be on the inside. There's one outside corner I just pointed to. Same thing with this top piece, getting rid of it.
This whole section here is staying, rounding the corners with a file after the fact. So what I'm basically doing is cutting diagonal lines between these curves, and then I'm gonna round them in with a file. Same thing with this right here. I might be able to do it with the Dremel, but I'm not gonna chance it. And then once this is all cut out, I'll cut the plexiglass sheets to go in there, glue them in, and then depending on where they sit on the heatsink on the inside, I'll mark those, take the cover back off, and drill those out, and then put them back in. Or put them, you know what I mean.
So, remember how I said I would, remember, ooh, hindsight, 2020. Remember how I said I would use a file to round the corners in? No, and you'll find out why soon. You'll find out why soon.
This is not gonna take as long as I think.
Oh, if only I knew.
Oh, it's just one of those things that takes a while.
Yeah.
Got my Dremel.
Oh.
Let's get it.
Welcome to my own personal hell that I was in for about 3 straight days.
Nah.
The dismay I felt at this point when I realized how slow the cutting wheel was drilling through this stuff, it kind of began to set in.
I think we're cutting steel. Oh man. Okay. We're gonna be here for a minute. Ugh. I am watching this wheel disappear with every cut, with every little bit that it does. Jeez, I thought that was softer stuff. It's steel. It's steel. This is gonna take a long time. Let's see how this normie wheel holds up. My hopes are not high.
I'm so mad, dude. I was so mad. Quick cut montage. I'm going to cut this up into a really short segment, but I think just from the number of cuts and how long this goes on for, you'll be able to understand how long it took me to do these cuts with a Dremel. I need to get another angle grinder. Oh my god.
Congratulations, everybody. We are 12% there. Damn, bro. All right, I gotta run to the hardware store and get more bits. It's like 7 p.m. here. The shops around here close up early, so I'm going to one of the other stores, like a Lowe's or something. I don't really have any choice.
Time to change wheels. I would only need to do this a lot more times. Dremel too hot? Boy, do I have a solution for that. This worked really well too. Oh, look at it. Tiny boy. See if you can spot the mistake that I'm making right now that I don't know I'm making. Should be pretty immediately obvious.
Oh no, my template. I gotta stop doing that. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so stupid, dude. I just took to wiping that shit down with a rag with alcohol on it, and I'm washing off my fucking template. Let me redraw some of this. Hang on. Where's my fucking marker?
I'm so mad. I'm so fucking mad. This does actually give me a moment to kind of show how I drew up this template. I just used a straight level, and I'm just using the level to square to the lines that I already had squared. I think I used a speed square for a lot of this stuff. Since the case is square, I didn't really have to finagle with it very much. This is actually a neat little trick I did. The Fantic workstation thing I have has really nice rounded edges, so I just used that for my rounded corners, and it turned out really nice. It was like the perfect profile and everything. Except for this one.
Ooh. I freehanded that.
Nice. Good job, me.
My skills are getting better. I don't know what that was. I don't know what just came over me. Alright.
It's still going. And then my mandrel broke.
Oh no!
So we just got nothing but troubles.
Oh, the chuck itself broke. Fuck. I have to go to the hardware store.
I do want to add that as far as mandrels go, these weren't that cheap. When you use the Dremel ecosystem, if you're buying the Dremel bits, in a lot of cases you're getting taken. I would recommend buying some of their higher end stuff, like their diamond wheels and stuff like that. Those are solid. The consumable fiber discs and stuff, they're not as good as the alternatives. I recommend just buying those in bulk if you can. Do. Another one rides the bus. Do. Dremel tools are expensive. Do. Let go of my fucking wallet, Dremel. Gah! Yeah, try as you might, past me. Try as you might. Meta fatigue is a valid strat. Valid strat, dude. Yeah! Yeah! Get that shit out of here. Get it. Yeah! You know what it is. You know what it is. My mask. The filter is gray. Watching that Civi 11 in the background, baby. Real. Hey, do y'all remember when I said I was going to round the corners in with a file? Bet. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright, so what I found with these rounded corners that I'm trying to do here is if I just score the inside of it here and cut a slot in the middle, that basically gives me a couple tabs that I can metal fatigue off with vice grips. So if I come in here, grab a hold of that. Oh, it's just barely hanging on. There we go. And then I get my rounded corner. All I gotta do is clean it up with a grinding wheel. So that's that's working out really well. Rounded corners was a choice. Anyway. So I didn't record any of the parts where I was rounding out those corners with the drum bits. I'm gonna put a picture up of them here. Those were great. Those helped round these out really, really nice. And I used a circular saw with the guard pulled back. I put a metal cutting blade on it to straighten out the corners and get them real flush, at least as best I could. And then I took my little polishing grinder thing with a sanding disc. It was this guy, put a clip of that in here. And it turned out really, really nice. This is a picture of the final product. I think I did a little bit of tuning after this just to make sure all the edges were as square as I can get them. And yeah, this is how it turned out. It turned out really nice. So really quick though, I kind of want to point out what the plan was, why I cut it this way. If you remember the little hard drive tray that was under all the optical drives, I wanted to be able to hide that and the optical drive bays. So I kind of measured it out and then drew up my little design and everything and just kind of cut it in that way. Looking at the case from the side, you can't see any of the skeleton inside it. It's pretty much just the components and maybe that open space at the top. And it turned out really nice. I'm really a big fan of how it turned out.
Quick little break to talk about the steel dust problem. This shit was all over the shop, and this is just a little bit that connected on a little pack of magnets that I have. The magnet rake picked up a lot of it, but like, man, just this little bit, that's so much of it. Storage. Here I am using the Body Destroyer 9000 to cut a 1-inch hole in this case. This 1-inch hole that I'm drilling is for the monitor power cable. It's an IEC cable that I cut up and then drilled into the back of that power supply I mentioned earlier. That cable is going to go through here and connect to the back of the monitor that gets mounted on the side of the computer. And then in just a minute, I'm going to drill another hole that I'll tell you a little bit more about. Pretty sure that's an inch. It is an inch. Great. So that means my power cable will go right through it. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now I've got to do the whole thing again right here. Except I'm going all the way to the very end. Should probably get the handle for this. Let me see if I have it. I definitely needed the handle. Holy shit. I drilled that first hole without the handle on it? Oh! A lot of good plastic and metal is gonna do me, but round 2, let's get it. Ah! Yeah! I didn't show me drilling the other 4 holes above these 2. Those are for the TV wall mount bracket. The ovals are the slots within which the screws can fit. And there's a good bit of play in there, so as long as everything was level, I just went ahead and popped them in there real quick. It's just drilling holes. And the adjustment. Nope, goes right through. Perfect. Perfect. Here's my file. Give that drill a break. And that's just a little bit of steel dust that didn't get everywhere. How effective this is, I'm willing to bet not at all. Yep. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Yeah. Sure. What the fuck was I thinking?
Did you see it? On the left side of the doorframe, barely visible on camera, a white translucent mist-like chip slowly creeps into frame.
And then it was time to prep the case to be painted, which means cleaning, sanding, the whole 9, after all that steel dust got in cranny of this case. All right, I think it's time to start spraying. This is the Heirloom White paint, a very solid beige. It turned out to be a little more trouble than I thought it might. The mix of this paint is a little strange. I'll talk about it more later when we actually look at the final product. Ooh, you see that cane catch? If you're shaking this stuff while you're spraying it, there's a chance that it lets out this vanilla kind of color. It's more of a like an orangey yellow eggshell type color, and it's not even. It will fuck up an even coat so fast. Yeah, that striping looked as bad in person as it does on camera. That's why I'm kind of giving it another heavy spray on the first coat. It's getting a little better. Here I start doing something that is basically a cardinal sin for spray painting. I've changed directions that I'm spraying, and it's helping to even out the striping a little bit more. Hey, editing Ryan, what happened to that other stuff you were painting? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at it real quick. This is how the heatsink turned out. Came out really nice. And this is the internal structure of the case that's been freshly browned. Motherboard tray, internals, and hard drive tray. And in case you've not seen the trim, the side pieces that go on the front of the case, those are also teal. Yay. And then it was time for the TV mount. Thankfully, this thing was not made of steel. So I'm gonna shorten this wall bracket, and then the bigger pieces I'm not even using, get those out of here. Thank you. And I've already marked the smaller brackets that attach to the monitor itself. Just gonna judo chop those. Yeah! Make them tiny. And then these guys fit into those brackets, and they're the part that join to the wall bracket. I love the design of this. It's got these little straps with the little spring locks on them. It's so sick. I actually started cutting on this the night before. It was around 8 o'clock, and I knew I couldn't run the Dremel anymore, so I took the hacksaw to it. And I got really frustrated because I kept bumping into the clamp, and I'm trying to show that there before we break out the Dremel. Yeah, I had to give up. It was Dremel time again, unfortunately. And this little wonder made my life so easy whenever I wasn't working with steel. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. It was working fine for steel. The file did not work well for steel, but it worked great for this. As you might can imagine, I rounded every corner I can. I deburred absolutely everything. Rounded corners became a weird theme of this project, and that was not intentional. Yeah! Look at that! Hell yeah. That's gotta get painted though. Which I did not get on camera because you've seen enough painting. Alright. I'm gonna do the other one. I don't think I need to show that one. Alright. Those are on there, buddy. Those are gonna be nice. I love the mounting mechanism for this though. Swing the clip in, and then there's this little movable clip down here. Grabs on. It's nice. You got like these straps here, but they just fucking they stick to the thing. Keep them out of the way. That's so smart. As you might can imagine, I've done enough dremeling at this point to solve any Dremel drought there could ever be, so I resorted to brute force. Oh, and that felt as good to do as you think it does. The sticker is structural. My Dremel wheel was getting too small and I didn't want to change another one, so I just took the hacksaw out to get to this last corner. Oh, like a little victory lap. Drum roll, please. Yeah! And I even get to keep the little bubble level. Look at that. Oh, she's a little uneasy. But yeah, that came out pretty square. Not upset at that at all. That's really nice. I gotta do some cleanup before I do a whole lot more. Let's do one last test fit on the monitor to make sure. So, one, and these will actually slide on there now. Which might be a bit of a problem. I might want to draw up a couple tabs on the edges of these. I don't want that to happen. Like I can straight up just pull this out of here, I think. Yeah, I can. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut into this a little bit and bend these tabs up. Because I've got more than enough space on the sides to do so. Yeah. Cut this. Do one of these. Do it right the first time. Oh, it's worth doing. It's worth doing. All right. There we go. It won't just come off now. That's the mount built. Just gotta mount it. I gotta mount the. You know how this works.
God, dude, the absolute fucking state of my work area right now. But I mean, like, I've gotten a lot done. The internals are done. The case at this point is all drilled out. It's ready for the monitor to be mounted and the cables to be put in and soldered through. I'm keeping the speaker that was attached to the monitor. That's not a penis. That's my finger, and I'm gonna shut up. And I've got the TV mount here. That's gonna hold the monitor, and then I've got the rails for the handles up top. Those are just cabinet handles, but they're made of steel. They're brass plated. It's whatever, but those are gonna hold it. I have to drill the holes in the top, but I wasn't worried about those before painting because nobody's gonna see them. They're gonna be behind these plates. And no, I didn't realize that was the case after I painted and was really worried about them, the holes fucking up the whole thing, but we're just gonna ignore that. But yeah, before a whole lot more happens over here, I gotta clean up. But I do have good news. I got more spray paint. Before I do anything else, I need to clean this area up. It's basically half the shop now. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, that's much better. I can actually work in the space now. We're going to take care of this little badge real quick, so come on over here. I'm not going to do the thing. I ain't got that kind of time. While I was doing some stuff with this door here, I noticed that the badge was a little loose, and it turns out that it just kind of comes out. Alright, so the problem we have is this has all this shit on the back of it, and I think I can get away with just a little isopropyl in this
5.25 inch drive bay guy. I think I can just throw that in there. Just wait and see. Let's get the old standby here. The old steel brush. Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna grab a spudger or a guitar pick or something. That works a darn treat right there. Nice. And all right, the stuff on the front is fine, but we're gonna actually get rid of that and we're gonna do something a little fun with it. Okay. That looks much better. I'm gonna see if I can give it a little bit of a brush and get some of that pattern back. Yeah, buddy. Wow. That actually works really well. Holy shit. Dude, that's nuts. You see that? You see the difference that... Hang on. Whoa. Whoa. See the difference in that? Damn. Damn, dude. All right, we're gonna use that. Hell yeah. All right, we are measuring out 13.5 inches. 13.5 is gonna be kind of hard to walk up the edge of the pane. So I'm actually gonna take my speed square here, throw it in, and find 4.5 inches from this edge gives me 13.5 inches from that edge. So what I'm gonna do is take my marker, bring it all the way to the edge I wanna start marking on, bump it up there, put my monitor, put my marker on 4.5 and drag it straight as I can. There we go. All right. So if I just cut along here, I'll have my 13.5 inches I need for the bottom window. But the top window is narrower, so I'm probably gonna wanna stop. Honestly, I might just wanna go ahead and cut this whole pane and put it all in as one piece. That would give me a lot more strength to it. That's probably what I'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna do one big pane, one big ass pane. Put on my fresh disc. I said put on my fresh, put me when me and your mom, when how much more footage of me putting this together do I need to record? Also, listen, I know the flow mask isn't meant for this stuff, but it is helping quite a bit. That's all steel dust and shit that did not go in my lungs, so. All right, here goes. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, so this is our waste piece we're gonna use for something else. Meanwhile, look at this. Got some molten plastic in there. Previously molten. There was a big old chunk I just dropped. Shoo-wee. Look at that. So I went out and placed it in the case, and it's just a little too tall, so I need to take about 1 inch off the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and mark that up and do it. We're just gonna do it. Not the straightest cut I've ever made, but it's fine. It's going on the inside of the case anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Nice. Ah, man, I got a fucking crack in here. God damn it. All right, I know where I can hide that at least, but I should probably drill these corners, I'm not gonna lie. You just stop that crack from going much further. Fuck. Alright, so for anyone who's not entirely sure why you do something like this, the reason you drill the corners is so that these cracks don't continue to spread. They hit a rounded point where there's no clear direction in which to continue to crack, and they just kind of stay. Alright, I think we managed to stop all 3 of those. That sucks though, dude. I really wish it didn't happen in the first place. So the good news is, if I put this on the inside of the case, there's a lot of space at the top for it to sit in. And those cracks will be entirely hidden. I just can't crack it again. All right, let me explain to you what I got going on here. This corner right here is where the power supply sits on the inside. I need this to be gone so that the power supply can rest on this rail, because this cover here is going to go in front of this rail, right? Okay, so then there's this slot and this whole ass beam right here. I need to cut a slot of this out. See where that line is? I'm gonna cut it back to there. And that's gonna be maybe 1/4 of an inch thereabouts deep. So that when I take this and put it up here, it'll bump up against the bottom optical bays, and then I can cut out whatever I need to up here for the optical drives to fit in here just fine. I'm not gonna be using a lot of optical stuff. Most of it's gonna be towards the top where it's hidden, so that's fine. But the idea is cut this out, cut a slot, and then this is going to sit, this cover is going to sit in front of this rail, and then this guy down here, this beam, I'm going to cut this and up here so I can hide cables behind it when the cover is sitting in front of this beam. This case doesn't have any cable management accoutrement in it, so I'm having to make some. And it's just, it's been an interesting rabbit hole, and I'm having a ton of fun. So I'm not gonna stress over it too much, I'm gonna get cutting. And also, in order to mount this cover in here, because right now it's just like sitting behind the lip behind this beam here, I'm gonna have these puck magnets, and I have some waste plastic around here that I just cut off. I gotta find it, but I'm going to take a little piece of that and bend it at 90 degrees. And then I'm gonna put a couple of these puck magnets on the side that's going to touch the case. And then I'm going to glue or some other way of attaching the cover and the little corner piece that I build together, so it has a mount of sorts. It's gonna be attached to the case with magnets. That's the best I can do. I thought about using screws so it's a little more secure, but I'm not that worried about it. I also don't want to keep drilling holes in this case, so don't mind my hair. Don't mind my hair, I'm not losing my mind. Ah! You know what? I might do rounded corners on that. I can't, I shouldn't. Never mind. All right, there is our power supply hole. Power supply hole. All right, let's get the other guy cut, which is this bit here we want to take out. Let me put that back in there just to make sure. Well, I am glad I checked. I was wrong. We are cutting out this piece, the top piece. I can drill a hole to make that a little easier. It ain't perfect, but it's gonna help. Let's get this. Oh. Oh man, that really sucks. I need to do something about that. My problem is, I know me, I'm gonna keep playing with it until I crack it or something, so I'm gonna stop there, and we're just gonna see how it fits. We're just gonna see how it fits real quick. All right, so this is sitting flush with the bottom of the case down here, and then just sits up there like that. Perfect. And then this bracket right here, this little spot that I cut out, is pretty much flush with this beam, so the power supply will sit right there on that, and it'll have enough space to sit back here. When I cut this beam right here, the power supply cables are going to go out and go down here. I might need to cut a little spot out of here to help facilitate that. I'm a little hesitant about cutting out this beam because it is partly structural, but we also still have this bit here, as well as the rest of the frame and the other side here. What's going to be holding most of the power supply and everything is the back here. So it's still one big solid piece. It's just, I think that's going to take a little bit of strength out of it, but it's kind of worth doing to me.
And right here you can see the handles and the glass have both been mounted, but have a look at those nylon washers. They dig pretty deep into the case. They're part of why it's so difficult to take this machine apart again, because of these. So I have to Dremel these spots out for those nylon washers to sit in there, and I had the bright idea to use really flammable paper as a spark guard.
It made itself a little hat. Look at that. It's a little hat. Neat. God damn. Oh. That's scary. It blew the back of the glass out a little bit. I'm gonna have to be real mindful that that's what wants to happen. Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh. Ah. No cracks. Ah. Oh my good God. I got a couple blowouts on those top tube. I can live with that. Oh, that is so much better than having shit all cracked and shit. Oh. I'm actually really happy to see that. I'm gonna just get some of this shit off here, and then we're gonna do a test fit, because these should be about the right size. I really hope they are. I'm probably not gonna deburr these at all, because there's not really a whole lot of burring on them. But we're gonna I'm gonna test fit it real quick. Every time I do it. Every time I do it. Oh. Why are you out of alignment? Fuck you. Okay. Oh. And then I gotta take a second to align this bottom panel. Ah, God. Damn it. This panel has a really tight fit because of how I did the top handles. It is what it is. It's this I don't like. Ooh, Yeah, oh, they fit. He was sick. Okay, other side is not quite seated right. There it goes. Better. So they fit. They fit perfect. Hell yeah. Okay. Let me get this back up on the bench so you can see it up close. But yeah, they sit over these just fine. Exactly the way I needed them to. They are not perfectly aligned, but I think that's mostly just the top of the case being kind of shitty. Yeah. Fuck it, dude, I'll take it. If I let you look at it from straight on, they're not perfect, but for this project, they will do. Just taking off all the paper and the tape. Boy. Wow, and that's not all. There's a second stripe. It's a bit different. I wanted it to go through where the monitor is going to sit. I'm going to make a matching wallpaper. So this is a vintage teal. Matches the handles up top. And you got that kind of cool brown. I wasn't worried about the overspray up here. You're never going to see any of that. There's a little overspray on the power strip too that I'm going to clean up. But other than that, it's pretty darn clean. Jeez, that's just pretty. Alright, monitor installed. How heavy is it? It is not light. You're lifting 40 pounds, it feels like. Not too crazy, but it's not great. There's a little bit of a tipping risk. It won't readily tip over, but you gotta like push on it and it'll be like, oh! So I'm happy with that. It's not trying to tip over on its own while it's sitting there. And also this is pretty darn solid. I'm very impressed with that. I gotta do some power tests on the wiring and stuff, and then at the end of it, hang on, Florida's being Florida. Okay, at the end of it, the plan is I plug in a single cable. My monitor and my computer are all plugged in. Now, mind you, I have to do a little bit of fixing on this overspray here. It's my bad. But top one is not usable because it's wired internally to the monitor power that's going to go to the monitor out the side. But this guy right here made a little cable. I know it's a little mangled looking. Just trust the process. And it's just a short little guy. And then, yeah, one cable plugged in, that's the whole computer. So I'm pretty pleased with that. That's pretty sick. Oh, how some of this stuff goes together is kind of ass, but it's ass butt. The time has come. Computer. Huh? Ah? Look at that. Isn't that insane? This is the machine's final form. Still with an i3 2100, instead running a GTX 970 instead of the GTX 480s. I could not get the GTX 480 to post. I had 3 of them. I put 3 different cards into the machine after getting it into the LAN party. As you can see, things have gone according to plan.
Nothing is wrong at all.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even a
I changed some settings in the BIOS at one point, rebooted, and it wouldn't detect the card anymore. I don't know why. Reset CMOS, did all the stuff to get it back into that default BIOS state, and I still couldn't get any of my 480s to work. The only thing I didn't do is put the sealed 480 that I have in it, mostly because I just didn't want to open the card for it to not work. I was pretty confident after 3 cards that work in other machines not working in this machine that I didn't have to take that risk. Now, I did say this machine is partially cursed. There's a lot of hot glue holding stuff together, some of which has failed. The plexiglass down here is kind of coming loose because I put it all in with hot glue. I was gonna do screws, but after having some cracks pop up, actually I have the plate that cracked. Hang on. You'll remember that we had some cracks show up while putting together some of the plexiglass, and I cut this out and tried to drill the cracks to make them stop, but it only stopped a couple of them and the other one tried to continue, so I was like, hot glue. Hot glue is all I'm using. Plus, I think screws on the outside of this frame, both of these frames would have looked kind of ass, so I'm glad I went with the hot glue instead. Now, you might be looking at a couple things on this machine and thinking, man, that's really cursed. And you'd be right. There is a VGA cable running internally on the inside of this case that connects to a DisplayPort to VGA adapter that's not present at the moment. And also the speaker cable for the audio, for the little speaker that's mounted to the monitor comes out and just, that's right, plugs in to the back of the computer. Real simple stuff. Also, this cable, it was semi-quickly fabricated just because I wanted to have one cable that plugs into the wall that powers the whole machine. Which also means that yes, the speaker, the RGB LEDs, and everything runs off of the power supply that's in the computer. I kind of just cut up a Molex connector and soldered the wires onto it and just called it a day. Let me get you in here a little bit closer and we'll take a look at some of the stuff that's in it. So we did end up using that 750 watt Cooler Master power supply, and it ran just fine, if a little warm because of the semi-limited airflow in here. I don't think you can see it, but the 2 fans that we had in there that were stock, they're still there, working just fine. There is a single outlet fan at the back. I didn't end up installing an additional 120 millimeter fan because I didn't leave enough space right here on this frame to accommodate one, and I didn't want to have to kind of cheat it in there where it would be bumping up against stuff. It was just going to look like crap. The plastic plates that you see in here that hide some of the cables and stuff, one of them's a bit scratched up from having to swap out the graphics card 9 or 10 times. Those were made by hand. I cut them up with the Dremel and kind of rounded off the corners with my grinder, painted them up, and they look really nice, actually. And they're modular. They come out, they're held in with magnets. Part of the design was just kind of having some of the stuff fit into parts of the case to keep them straight and stable. Some of the cuts aren't perfect, but neither is this build, right? Lazy. The real problem I have is this motherboard, I think, is the cause of the graphics cards not working. Intel mainboards of the past have very strange behaviors, and I don't know why. I don't think they were ever very good, is kind of part of it. So the problem is I drilled these holes for the heat pipes on this Cooler Master Hyper 212 Plus, and those holes are only going to line up with the processor's placement on this particular motherboard. So I already want to replace the motherboard. I'm gonna have to drill new holes for the heat pipes. I might just replace this plexiglass panel. It's one big piece, so I can cut it across here and put in a new piece down here with new holes drilled, or do something else. I think I might do something else where I have this piece here, but I cut out a frame and then I use magnets in the corners or something like that to hold the frame in, and I can drill my holes for the heat pipes in that frame. So I can change boards out willy-nilly. I can change out heat sinks and everything and just have like a modular little frame system. This computer can be a test bed of sorts for stuff. Let's talk about some real shortcomings of working in this case. I cut out a lot of metal, so much so that this entire shop was filled with steel dust for about a week and a half, only having been cleaned up pretty recently. There's pictures of me holding up the magnet rake with steel dust on the underside. I collected that amount probably 8 or 9 times across the shop and then vacuumed up the rest. Like it was a whole other thing. I completely took everything off of my workbench and wiped it down with a wet rag just to get the steel dust off of my workbench. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Metalwork gets done outside from now on. The other problem is I bought cables and stuff and adapters and things that were meant to make the GTX 480 work in this particular case with this particular monitor, because the monitor only has VGA in. And I could have taken another monitor and painted another monitor, but then it wouldn't be the size and the ratio that I wanted, so I just made it work. The RGB LEDs in here, they don't all work, only one side works, despite having a U shape run all the way across the case. It's supposed to evenly illuminate, but only this side ended up working. I don't know why, it's fine, I'll live with it. I would not necessarily choose plexiglass to work with again. This stuff gets so dirty so easily. It attracts dust like you would not believe. People talk about piano black plastic being a fingerprint magnet. Dude. Okay, that didn't actually show up. You're making a liar out of me. Fuck. Another problem I had is you'll notice that this heatsink here has a fan that's in a pull configuration. Here's the problem with that. If I had an I/O plate in here, there wouldn't be anywhere for the heat to go. So I took out all of the plates that were blocking these expansion ports, and I just hoped that that would be enough, and it was. So that's fine, I'll take it. The other thing I think I would have done is made this computer not weigh around 60 pounds. Lifting by these handles works to get it across the room, and it's not going a lot further than that unless you like pick up the whole fucking thing. Oh, there's dirt all over this screw down here because I set it down. You see what I mean? I set it down in the dirt outside the shop for a second to open the door. Oh, get out of here. Don't go in the computer. Oh no. But overall, this was a wonderful machine to have at a LAN party. I had basically no trouble with it. Running on a hard drive, running with this 4.3 monitor that is gorgeous, by the way. Everything was fine. I gamed in 4.3 for an entire week, like I used to back in the day, and it was perfectly fine. About the only thing you have to do is for first-person shooters, you have to turn your field of view pretty high up. We're talking like 110, 120, Quake Pro type stuff.
Good God.
And also, one of my favorite little things is I ended up putting my logo where the IBM badge was. So I just kind of went for it.
Yeah.
I did not put the floppy drive back in. This is a Velociraptor that I can just touch. And then I ended up using just 2 regular old SATA optical drives. I probably should have moved these a little bit forward, but I didn't think about it at the time, and I wasn't looking after I reinstalled everything into the case. So those chips just fell where they may have fallen, and did. But overall, this machine turned out so well. I love the teal stripes. I love the silly, slightly brighter beige than the front panel. I think it adds a little bit of depth to it. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know why I'm saying these words. Like, fucking... I built a pretty sick computer. I don't know. I'm really happy with it. I like the teal rails. I like the shade of teal that I used. I don't know. It all just kind of comes together and it's pretty nice. It's a very brown computer, it's pretty darn cursed, and it's very pretty overall. So you've seen how I do this stuff, and now I want to invite you to do that project that you've been thinking about doing for a while. This took about a month of my time. I'm currently not working, so which means I had a lot of time on my hands, not necessarily a whole lot of money, so I had to get a little janky with some of the stuff that I did. Then I remember this 5-month span where I was jobless in 2020. I left my job at a bank in December of 2019. 3 months later, the pandemic would kick in. I spent about 5 months between 2019 and 2020 doing whatever I wanted, really, running on credit and savings and a retirement cash out that I had from that bank job. And I just kind of lived it up, and I did a lot of creative stuff, and I built a lot of really cool things in that time. And I just caught the same thing happening after leaving this last job. I built this. I fixed other computers. I did a lot of creative stuff in my spare time. I got a lot of stuff done. I made repairs to the RV that needed to be done that I never had the time or energy for. Now, the money part requires a little bit of me selling. And I'm doing all these creative things that I not only really like doing, that really fires me up and keeps me wanting to do more stuff, but they don't make money, and I don't want to play the algorithm game. So I have a solution. I'm gonna ask you to take a look at my Ko-fi and my Patreon. For $1 a month, you get behind the scenes stuff, outtakes, extra content that kind of falls in line with some of the projects and stuff I'm working on. You can even reach me a lot more easily since YouTube doesn't have a messaging system anymore. I've never been successful on YouTube because I'm not willing to do the trendy things. I want to do this. I want to do the silly computer videos. I want to do the silly electronics videos. I don't plan on being at the mercy of an algorithm or a platform or an ad agency. The people and the workers have to vote with their wallets in every other aspect of capitalism. I'm asking you to do the same for me if you don't mind. Don't want to see more? That's okay. I appreciate you watching anyway. If you do want to see more, I would appreciate you subscribing, maybe throwing a like on this video. And like I said, the Ko-fi and the Patreon just really helps me pay the bills and keep things moving. I don't plan on introducing higher tiers either. You pay $1 per month and you get the same thing as everybody else. So what you think? Update video on this? I've got an Intellivision that needs some rehabbing. I don't know if this is gonna blow up when I plug it in. Machines from the 70s often do that. I've got a Tandy that we need to explore. I have no idea if this works either. Oh, that's a DIN power connector. I'll probably just stuff some pins in there. Ooh, those are some big ass caps, boy. God damn. Ooh, that's a pretty board. There's also this empty space back here in my top rack I wanna build a shelf for, to hold my audio interface, the mixing board that you saw in the last video, just a whole bunch of stuff to make this workbench a little more convenient. I've got projects. I've got things to make videos about. If you want to see them, hit subscribe. If you want to help support me, Ko-fi, Patreon. I would greatly appreciate it. That's my ask. I've been Ryan Derry. Keep building shit. That's my ask. That's my computer. My name's Ryan Derry, coming for your pooper. I can't say that. I can't say that. What the fuck? That's my ask. That's my computer. My name's Ryan Derry. He, she, they, computer.